Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 42 of TNC, where we are kicking this week off with the second round of the round robin tournament for the TNC 2 tournament. Zyler Glass looking to pick up 3 points that he could not pick up last week in his matchup against Owen Spade. Glass going up against Aiden Kennedy this week. Another wrestler in this tournament looking to pick up their first points. And this is definitely a tournament you do not want to fall behind in, because it'll pick up steam very quickly. And before you know it, you'll be out of the tournament. Assassin Aiden Kennedy fell short last week to Cole Crimson, who picked up 3 points of his own. As it currently stands, we have Zyler, Aiden Kennedy, and Pete Brents all looking for their first points this week. Aiden Kennedy definitely has been looking to get back into the world title hunt. Hasn't had that kind of success since the closure of RHW. His last world title run was as the IWC World Heavyweight Champion. And he would certainly like to add the TNC World Championship to his trophy case. Half the competitors in this tournament have held the TNC World title, that being Zyler Glass, Pete Brents, and the current world champion in Cole Crimson. And Kennedy, Jace Gold, and Owen Spade looking to hold it for the first time. But Kennedy's got to pull out a win and get the ball rolling here against a former world champion. We'll see if he can do it, as both Glass and Kennedy set to go in our opening contest here on episode 42. And there's the bell. Here we go. Kennedy out the gates with a Pele kick. It takes a step back, and Kennedy connecting with Rolling Thunder. And now the moonsault, and Kennedy flying out the gates, going for a cover here early, trying to put this one away, and gets a 2 count 20 seconds into this one. The Assassin clearly wasting little time, trying to put this match to bed as soon as possible and get those 3 points after a disappointing showing in the main event last week against Crimson. And Kennedy into the corner, but nobody home on that forearm, and now both of these men will lock up. And Kennedy now able to force Zyler Glass all the way across the ring into the corner. And the ref there to break it up. And now they'll lock up once again. And this time it's going to be Zyler Glass able to overpower the Assassin. And there's a right hand by the man of many minds. And Glass out of the corner with the overhead suplex. And Kennedy forced to retreat to the outside. Zyler right behind him, connecting with that big forearm. But Kennedy quick to his feet. Glass still on the attack. And Zyler Glass with a DDT on the outside. Glass trying to chuck the assassin back into the ring, but those elbows to the gut gonna put a stop to any plans that Zyler may have had. And now Kennedy sending Glass face first off the ring post. And the assassin up to the top rope. Zyler Glass to his feet. Nobody home though for the assassin. And nobody home on that elbow from Zyler Glass. And now it seems like both these men just trying to find their bearing. And Zyler Glass may have just found it with that lariat. And Zyler getting tossed across the outside by Kennedy, who re-enters the ring as the count continues. Glass now back to his feet. And the count will reset. As Kennedy playing a little bit of mind games here with Zyler Glass. As Glass now finally back in the ring. And Kennedy catches him with that handspring into Guri, rolling him over for a cover here to put him away. And he can only muster a 1 count. Kennedy now sizing up Glass off the ropes. Big knee into the neck breaker. And Kennedy now attacking the lower body of Zyler Glass, trying to weaken the effect of that mind shatter. As Glass now back to his feet. And Kennedy with a big shot to the back. And now placing Zyler on the ropes. Could he be thinking the Dragonfly Cutter off the ropes? And he connects with the Dragonfly. Cover again. 1, 2, and a kick out by Glass. And now Kennedy thinking about putting this one away, but he gets caught by Zyler Glass, hoisted up for a power bomb. And Zyler now gets blocked by Kennedy. Zyler able to block the assassin. And Zyler now tossing Kennedy by the neck. And now both men back to their feet. Zyler off the ropes. Went for the stomp. Caught Kennedy for the Sister Glassagale. And Glass trying to crawl into the cover off the Sister Glassagale, and he can only get a 2. What a counter by the man of many minds to hit that Sister Glassagale. Seems to have gotten his bearings back after that Sister Glassagale. And now Kennedy tightrope walking into the elbow drop, but Glass able to avoid. Glass able to hit that cunt stomp into the cover. 1, 2, kick out by Kennedy. And again, Kennedy able to stop the momentum of the former world champion. Up to the middle rope he goes. And Kennedy landing that meteor. And now a forearm by the Assassin, followed up by a second forearm. Ducks the clothesline, lands the Pele kick. But Glass quickly to his feet, hits a mind shatter out of nowhere. Cover, 1, 2, kick out by Kennedy again. And that mind shatter must have really stunned the Assassin, but maybe he was just playing possum. As Kennedy stomped to the gut. Glass up to his feet. The Assassin thinking, Black Bullet! 1, 2, and Tyler Glass kicks out of the Black Bullet. And now a forearm again, but this time gets caught. And Zyler Glass may finally be in control. Up to the top rope he goes. Kennedy to his feet. The tightrope walk into the dropkick, but nobody home. And another opening arises for Aiden Kennedy, but Zyler Glass may have just closed it shut. Kennedy this time able to land that stomp. And now off the ropes, basement dropkick to the jaw. And now Kennedy doing the tightrope walk again, all the way across the ring for the elbow. And nobody home on that springboard 450. But it may not matter. Kennedy trying to put this one away, thinking KBD, but he can't hit it. Clothesline from Glass. And now Zyler stalking the Assassin. Mind shatter. 1, 2, 3. And Zyler Glass picks up 3 points in the TNC 2. What a performance by both of these men in this opening match. That match could have gone either way. I say that a lot, but this match truly could have gone either way. But in the end, Zyler just had a little more in the tank and was able to get himself back into position in this tournament. And Zyler now tied with Cole Crimson, Owen Spade, and Jace Gold with 3 points. The Assassin's still stuck at 0. We'll see if Pete Brent can get up to 3 points in the main event when he takes on the world champ Cole Crimson. But until then, Zyler can celebrate a well-earned victory. And that was a big, big win. After the disappointing showing that he had last week against Owen Spade, this was a big bounce back for Glass. And now we'll see if he can carry that into the rest of this tournament.
Making her way to the ring, residing in Hollywood, California, Kendall Henderson.
Now we move on to our first women's match of the night. Kendall Hendricks, who has not been seen in quite a while, makes her return to TNC. And she will be going up against ELW Sky Hunt, who I've said week after week has been rather impressive, but is still yet to pick up a win in a TNC ring.
And her opponent from Brooklyn, New York, Sky
Hunt, of course, having matches with the likes of former women's champions Olivia Harnage. Well, she is the current women's champion, but also a former champion. So two-time women's champion Olivia Harnage, former women's champion Samantha Winters last week, and now she goes up against another two-time women's champion in Kendall Hendricks this week. So far, she hasn't been up to the task, but the CEO definitely has to have seen something in Hunt to keep giving her these opportunities. We'll see if tonight's the night that she can capitalize on the potential that clearly someone sees in her. Both women set, and there's the bell. Hunt out the gates with a drop kick. And a stomp to the gut of Hendricks. Hunt on the apron, landing that springboard crossbody. And Hunt dropping the knee on the face of Hendricks. Hendricks able to turn this one around. Went for a moonsault, but nobody home. And Hunt now going right after the knee of Kendall Hendricks. And a big boot there from Hunt, knocking Hendricks on her back. Now from the middle rope, able to connect on that elbow drop. And Hendricks now dazed on her feet, but maybe was playing a little possum. As Hunt now going to drag Hendricks to the corner, but Hendricks able to get those elbows in. But again, Hunt able to turn it around and lands that step up enziguri. And Hunt now tossing Hendricks shoulder first into the post. And a sit-out powerbomb from Hunt into the cover, but a quick kick out from Kendall Hendricks. And Hendricks now rolling up Hunt here, trying to catch her off guard, but another immediate kick out. Hunt gets caught by Hendricks with that jawbreaker, and now off the ropes. Hunt able to catch Hendricks there with that elbow to the head. And Sky Hunt. Big stomp to the back of the head. And went for the lion salt, but nobody home. Moonsault coming, connecting to the back of Hunt. And Hunt able to catch Hendricks in the corner there with that elbow. But it might not matter as the flatliner connects from Hendricks. And Hendricks now hoisting up Hunt for that knee strike. Into the cover. One. That was a very slow count for a referee that has not been bumped at all in this match. And Hunt, almost on cue, able to turn this one around as Hendricks stumbles to her feet. And Hunt taking out Hendricks And now off the rope she goes. Sky Hunt. And now Hunt, elbow drop. Hunt with a drop kick. Right now she is really taking it to Kendall Hendricks. But Hendricks quickly back up to her feet. Landing that heel kick. And Hendricks now from the middle rope lands the double axe handle. And now Hunt back to her feet. Placing Hunt on the ropes. And now tangling Hunt in the ropes. Landing those knee strikes. And now Kendall Hendricks with speed with a big boot. And Sky Hunt crashes to the floor. And now the count begins on the outside as Kendall Hendricks just laying in those right hands to Sky Hunt. And now Hunt getting tossed across the outside. And now Hendricks with those stomps to the back and now the face. Keeping control of that left arm. Making sure that Sky Hunt can't do a damn thing. And now the double knees to the back. Hendricks now climbing up to the top rope. Hunt back in the ring. And nobody home for Kendall Hendricks as she way overshot her target. And now Hunt tossing Hendricks to the outside. Sky Hunt sliding drop kick through the corner of the ring. Now a double stomp to the arm on the outside from Hunt. Hunt now quickly up to the top rope. Hendricks to her feet. Sky Hunt all the way to the outside, taking out Hendricks. And Sky Hunt continuing the onslaught on the outside, but Hendricks still not able to put up much of a fight. And Hendricks into the steps. And again, Hendricks tossed across the outside. Count up to 8 now. As they continue to go at it. Hendricks. Face buster there. Hendricks knocking Sky Hunt into the barricade. And now getting placed on the barricade. Big boot to the face and Sky Hunt is busted open. But now it's Kendall Hendricks who gets tossed across the outside. Count up to 13. And now 14 as Hunt re-enters the ring. And now Kendall Hendricks also back in the ring. And Sky Hunt spiking Kendall Hendricks. Could this do it? Dragging Hendricks back toward the middle of the ring. But Hunt not done yet. Stomp to Hendricks. Into the cover. 1, 2. Kick out by Hendricks. How in the world did Kendall Hendricks kick out of that? But Sky Hunt not done yet. A second stomp. And surely that's got to do it. 1, 2, 3. And that is exactly the kind of potential that people see in Sky Hunt. Able to take down a 2-time women's champion in Kendall Hendricks. And Hendricks really brought it in this match. This was no easy victory for Sky Hunt. Able to spike Hendricks and then connect with those 2 stomps. And really put this matchup to bed. But Sky Hunt finally has her first victory inside of a TNC ring. Congratulations to Sky Hunt. She can now celebrate her victory. Ladies and gentlemen, we have more TNC 2 action coming up next as Owen Spade will take on Jace Gold. As we discussed earlier, Owen Spade able to pick up 3 points in his matchup last week against Zyler Glass, and doing so in rather convincing fashion. Made it look easy against the man of many minds. And now Owen Spade looking to double his point total against one of the men who also came up victorious last week. That, of course, being Pete Brents. Or excuse me, Pete Brents was not victorious last week. The man who beat Pete Brents, Jace Gold. We'll be seeing Pete Brents later on in the main event against Cold Crimson. But Jace Gold beat Pete Brents also very, very convincingly. I'd have to say that was probably one of the worst losses that we've seen out of Pete Brents in a very, very long time. Dating back to his RHW days. That's how impressive Jace Gold was last week. And now Gold trying to carry that momentum into this matchup with Owen Spade, who has been near unstoppable since coming back from the dead. The new BCW World Champion, looking to add another world title to his collection. He's also the ELW World Champion. He's trying to hold all 3 like many thought Zyler Glass would. But he's got to make it through this tournament to achieve that feat. And tonight he's got to get through Jace Gold. The Spade getting hammered with elbows by Gold. And Gold now going to drag Spade over to the ropes. And now Gold handspring into the cutter. And went to drop an elbow, but Spade able to get out of the way. And for the second time in this match, these two are going to lock up. Jace Gold with the advantage with that waist lock. But Spade able to turn it around into his side headlock, applying his weight onto Jace Gold, keeping him trapped on the mat. And Spade now with a vicious knee right to the face, but not able to connect on that lion salt. But Spade right back to work here on Jace Gold, dropping the knee onto the back of the head. And Gold now back in the ring. And Spade with the enziguri. Gold off the ropes. Deep arm drag there from Spade. But Gold able to turn this one around. Big uppercut there and a forearm, knocking down Spade, but he's quickly up to his feet. Lands a forearm of his own and now lands another forearm. And Spade hits the Pele kick. And Spade now into the cover on Gold. 1, 2, kick out. Spade now trying to lift Gold, but Gold able to reverse. And Gold now sent off the ropes. Spade ducking under, jumping over. And Spade gets caught with a clothesline. And Gold hoisting up Spade, but Spade able to counter. And now a forearm from Spade. Another forearm gets blocked by Jace Gold. And Gold now with a kick to the back. And now Gold into the cover here on Owen Spade, but a kick out at 1. And Gold now sizing up Spade. But nobody home on that enziguri. And Spade now going after the knee, trying to ground the high flyer. Spade now off the ropes. Big kick by Gold. Spade quickly back to his feet. Jace Gold trying to fire himself up here, but can't connect on that springboard drop kick. Spade too close to the ropes. And Spade looking to capitalize, but nobody home for him. Gold now rolling up Owen Spade, but an immediate kick out. And Jace Gold now. Last chancery locked in on Owen Spade. Is he gonna tap? It's cinched in deep, but Spade able to break the grip of Jace Gold. And now Gold sent into the corner. Big splash and forearm by Spade. Sets up Gold for the stomp, and he's busted open. Into the cover. 1, 2, and Gold kicks out at 2. Spade not done, but Gold able to get those elbows up. And now these two are going to start trading blows. Chop from Spade. Big slap by Gold. Another chop by Spade. Another slap by Gold. Spade wants another. He baited Gold in. And Spade, it's looking like he's getting the upper hand on Jace Gold. And now it breaks out into an all-out hockey fight. Who comes out on top? And it's gonna be Jace Gold. And Gold hoisting him up for the Burning Hammer. Could that be it? 1, 2, and Spade kicks out at 2. And Spade smartly rolled to the outside immediately, but it may do more harm than good. Styles clash on the outside. Gold went to end it. Spade caught him. And Gold may have went for another Burning Hammer, but got caught again. Spade now sets him up for another Spade Stomp. And could this be it? 1, 2, kick out by Gold. Spade, big knee strike to Gold. And hits the BME. And now it's Gold in retreat to the apron. Spade, Enziguri knocking Gold to the floor. And Owen Spade now smelling blood in the water. But Gold quickly up to his feet, hits a Hurricane Rana on Spade. And Gold now trying to get Owen back in the ring, and he does. As there's only 2 minutes left in this match. Remember, if this is a draw, both men will walk away with a point. As Gold lands the missile drop kick. And Gold now sizing up Spade in the corner. And now it's Speed landing that drop kick to the chest. And Gold knows he's working against the clock here. But Spade able to turn this one around on Gold. Lands the forearm, sets him up for another stomp. And that's got to do it. 1, 2, 3. And Owen Spade is up to 6 points in this tournament. And once again, is firmly in the driver's seat. And I believe with a win next week, he could clinch himself a spot in the top 4 and a spot in the semifinals. But Jace Gold put up a hell of an effort tonight. But in the end, it just was not enough to keep Owen Spade down on his quest to become world champion in all 3 promotions. It took 3 stomps to keep him down. But after this match, Jace Gold will stay at 3 points.
Here is your winner.
And Owen Spade reclaims his spot at the top of this tournament with 6 points to his name, with one more match still to go in this tournament as of tonight, or for tonight. That, of course, being our main event.
Following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Virginia Beach, Virginia, weighing in at 250 pounds.
But for now, we move on to our Men's Wrestler of the Year winner, Seth Ross, back in action here on TNC. Been a little quiet from him since he lost the All-Star title to Owen Spade. But nevertheless, able to get the support both from the fans and backstage to secure the Men's Wrestler of the Year award. And this is also his first appearance on TNC since leaving the Cunt Riders, going woke. With the blue beard and the Bernie 2016 shirt and all. Tonight, Seth Ross going up against someone he knows very, very well. Their battles over the All-Star title are very well documented. But tonight they go one-on-one just to see who's the better man. Seth Ross facing Kato Takahashi. Definitely no love lost between these two. As I just said, they had some fierce battles over the All-Star Championship. But no gold on the line tonight. Maybe a win can get them in the conversation for some gold in the near future. But that's a conversation to have after this match is concluded. As both Seth and Kato set to go. And there's the bell. Here we go. Seth coming out swinging and landing that big boot to Kato Takahashi. And Kato already stumbling to his feet here as Seth went for the DDT, but Kato able to avoid him. Now setting up Seth for a German suplex, but Seth responds with a lariat. And Kato responds with a lariat of his own. High octane, hard hitting pace to this matchup to start. As Kato lands a big forearm there to Seth. And another one. And a third. And a fourth. And went for a fifth, but Seth rolling up Kato here in the corner. But Kato able to turn it around. What a counter by Takahashi. But Seth quickly to his feet, but they're going to tie up in the corner. And Seth quickly turning it into a side headlock. But Kato turns it into a side suplex. But another roll up here by Seth Ross on Kato, and another kick out by Kato. And now Seth waiting on Kato to get up to his feet. And another tie up here. As Seth just shoves Kato off. And they'll go again. Kato tied up in the corner. Or in the ropes. As Seth able to land a cheap shot there on Kato. Using it to his advantage. Seth now with that snap suplex. Kato able to catch Seth Ross and land that German suplex. Kato hoisting Seth up now. And Seth dropped face first into the turnbuckle. And Kato now coast to coast. Didn't expect that out of Kato Takahashi. But now he's quickly up to the top rope, sizing up Seth Ross. And Kato landing that crossbody. And now sending Seth off the ropes. Kato ducking under, jumping over. Kato hitting that wheelbarrow German. And now Kato gets caught by Seth. And eats a lariat. And now a big knee strike. And Seth into the cover, but an immediate kick out by Takahashi. And Seth now keeping the pressure on. And now Seth up to the top rope. And Seth landing the frog splash. And then Seth again up to the top rope. This time hits a swanton bomb. And Seth now just ragdolling Kato Takahashi. And Kato now up to his feet. Gets caught with a super kick. Into the cover. 1, 2. And a kick out by Kato. Seth now double axe handle to the back. And that forces Kato to the outside. But Seth, not sure what he was going for there. Tried to catch him off guard. But now the submission applied, but quickly broken up. And Seth sweeping the legs of Takahashi there. And now Seth thinking, pop up, power bomb, no, gets caught with those right hands. Seth now on the apron, but gets caught by Kato. And Seth up to the middle rope. Trying to kick Kato away, built some space, and landing that double axe handle. And now Seth went for the big splash, but nobody home. Kato up to his feet. Tried to hit a big clothesline, got caught. And now Kato on the apron. In a dangerous spot here. Drop kick all the way to the floor. But Kato able to respond, sending Seth into the barricade. As the count begins, Kato showcasing the power with that power bomb on the outside. But Seth still able to kick Kato away. And Seth now Up to the top rope. Seth, swanton to the outside. And now back into the ring. Kato raking at the eyes. And now Kato, Blue Thunder Bomb. 2, kick out by Seth. And now Kato hoisting him up, planting Seth. 1, 2, kick out again. How in the world? This time gets caught. Big lariat by Seth. And went for the stunner but got caught. Big lariat there by Takahashi. And another one. And again raking at the eyes of Seth Ross. As Kato dropping Seth with a brainbuster. Seth now, DDT. And now a clothesline. And another clothesline. And Seth landing that super kick. Into the cover. 1, 2, 3. He got him. Seth picking up the win, but he's not done. And Seth grabbing a table from underneath the ring, threatening the ref to get out of the way. And Seth setting up that table. And Seth hoisting up Kato for a choke slam through the table. He may have left the Cunt Riders, but still a despicable human being is Seth Ross. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to our second women's match of the night. And it's a little bit of a BCW special, as Yana Gian will be taking on SJ Ray, who won the women's golden ticket ladder match back at Clash 2. Of course, both of these women represented BCW in that match, but it was SJ Ray who came out on top. Like I said, SJ Ray coming out on top in the women's golden ticket ladder match. But in TNC, she has been pretty much unstoppable when she's competed. And some wonder if she'll be in line for a women's title shot regardless of that briefcase. And I'd say she's more than deserving of an opportunity. It's SJ Ray versus Olivia Harnage would definitely be a dream match in TNC. But tonight we're going to see if SJ Ray can keep that momentum going against Yana Gian. If SJ Ray can keep her momentum, there's a potential that she could be a double women's champion one day. But of course, she's got to get the first to become a double champ. And here we go. Both women trying to come out the gate strong here. And Ray quickly with the roll up, and Gian kicks out. Ray now with the arms trapped and just stomping at the back of Gian. Gian now getting caught with that boot. And now these two women going counter for counter. And there's another one there. Is SJ Ray able to roll through? And now SJ Ray arms hooked. Future shock DDT already. And now Ray and Gian will lock up. And Gian able to overpower Ray into the ropes. And now another lockup between these two. And now a third lockup. And Gian just able to shove Ray off. Gian over the top rope, nobody home. And SJ Ray into the cover here, but a kick out at 1. And SJ Ray sizing up Yana Gian. But Gian able to catch that right hand as these two women start trading blows. And SJ Ray getting a 2-for-1. Another block there, another 2 shots. Now going back and forth. Big headbutt. And another one. And another one by SJ Ray. And Ray hitting the twist of fate. Into the cover here. 2 and a kick out. But now Yana Gian with a roll up. No, not even. Not even a 1. And now, Lion Salt by Gian. And a cover, but a kick out at 1 on SJ Ray. And Gian now turning SJ Ray around in the corner. But Ray able to get that elbow up. And SJ Ray able to counter Gian with that hip toss. And now dragging Yana Gian back toward the middle of the ring. SJ Ray maybe trying to put this one to bed. And SJ Ray hoisting her up. But Gian able to reverse into a cover. Reversed by Ray into a cover. 1, 2, kick out by Gian. And now it's speed. SJ Ray big drop kick. Gian clapping the ears. And now has the last chance reapplied on SJ Ray in the middle of the ring. But Gian lets go of the hold. And now Yana Gian off the top rope, landing the kick to the chin. Into the cover once again on SJ Ray. 1, 2. And SJ Ray able to grab the bottom rope. SJ Ray playing a little cat and mouse. Able to gain the upper hand here. Hoisting Yana Gian up. Spiking her in the middle of the ring. But Yana Gian able to take back control with those palm strikes. And now Gian looking to put an end to the winning streak of SJ Ray. And now the last chance reapplied once again by Yana Gian. Can SJ Ray break the hold? Yes, she can. SJ Ray not out of this one just yet. Gian off the ropes. Big shot to the gut and now a knee to the face. Forearms by SJ Ray. And now right into the corner. Big clothesline. Into a bulldog. And now SJ Ray sizing up Yana Gian for a super kick. And now Rings of Saturn applied to Yana Gian, middle of the ring. And she has no choice but to tap out. And the winning streak for SJ Ray continues on TNC. Still undefeated. Takes down one of BCW's best in Yana Gian. And you got to think a title opportunity might be in the near future for SJ Ray. For Yana Gian, it might be back to the drawing board. But that's another huge win for SJ Ray, who could be up for a title shot, as well as having that briefcase, the golden ticket briefcase. She could be making waves real soon across the industry. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it is main event time in the TNC 2. This is not a sentence that I say very often or very lightly. But Pete Brents needs a bounce back performance in the worst possible way. What we saw out of him last week was very unlike him. He looked undisciplined, unprepared. He did not look ready for Jace Gold in the slightest. And that could pose a problem in the future should they meet later on in this tournament. But he's got to shake off those cobwebs. And he's got to put up a fight against the world champion here tonight in Cole Crimson. And Pete Brents has got to get himself on the board here, or else things could be going downhill for him quickly.
Your friends might get me in a rush, but not before I make your head into a canoe. You understand me?
Cole Crimson, much like Owen Spade and Jace Gold earlier on tonight, looking to pick up an additional 3 points and get himself up to 6. And a win for Cole would tie him with Owen Spade, putting those two firmly in the driver's seat for those top 2 spots. Cole can pick up a victory, that would be pretty disastrous for Pete Brents. But if he can pick up a win, this becomes a very wide open tournament again. And if it's a draw, well, anything can happen. But here we go, main event time. Pete Brents, Cole Crimson. Brents looking for the roll-up right away. Kick out at 1. And Brents with the forearm, taking out both Cole and the referee. And Brents wasting little time here, going after Cole Crimson, planting him face first in the middle of the ring. And the ref back to his feet. Glad to see he's okay after the incidental contact, as Brents tossed all the way to the outside by Cole. And Cole headbutt to the torso. And he's back in the ring. And Cole over the top rope, taking out Brents. And Cole went for an elbow. Brents able to avoid, lands that spinning forearm. And Brents now up to the top rope. Brents went for the kick to the outside, but nobody home. And Brents now dazed on the barricade. And Cole dropping Brents on top of the barricade. And Cole seemingly doing a lap around the ring. Blood is bored at work. as both men make it back into the ring now, as they'll tie up. And Cole able to overpower Brent. And Cole now hoisting Brent up, but Brent's able to escape and chop at the back of the knee of Cole. Brent's now sending Cole face first off the turnbuckle, now landing that series of kicks. And now shoving his boot into the face of the world champ. Brent's off the ropes with speed, another big boot. And Cole retreating to the outside. Brent's trying to follow him. Jumping headbutt from Cole, though. And Cole stretching out the neck. As Brent's taking control back on the outside. Trying to toss Cole Crimson back to the ring. Now just tossing him overhead. Went for a senton, but Cole able to escape. Brent still in control, but Cole able to block that shot. And Brent's now going face first into the announce table. Count up to 8. Remember, you only have a count of 15. So they don't have as much time on the outside as normal. And a counter DQ would result in -1 point. As Cole now has the Crimson Choke applied. Can Brent escape? He's the beneficiary of a rope break. As Cole now going for the cover on Brent to pick up another 3 points and a kick out at 2. Cole. Big neck breaker. Another cover on Brent. 2. And another kick out. And Brent's now dazed on the ropes. Cole looking to take advantage, dropping him on the top rope. Cole now springboard enziguri. And Cole Crimson with the big splash on the middle rope. He is in complete control of Brent here. And Cole went for the chokeslam. It got countered by Brent. And now face first into the turnbuckle goes Cole. And Brent's now kick to the knee. Lining him up for the Panama Sunrise. And Brent's now seemingly turning this one around in a heartbeat after that Panama Sunrise. And Brent's lining up Cole Crimson for the knee to the chest. And quickly crawling into the cover here to put Cole away to pick up 3 points, but Cole able to kick out at 2. And Brent went for the lion salt, but Cole able to get out of the way. And Brent's going face first into the turnbuckle. Turned around by Cole. And Cole raking at the eyes of Pete Brent. But Brent's able to roll away. And went for the Art of Hate driver. It got countered by Cole. And Cole now taking a twist of fate. Connects with it. 1, 2, and Brent kicks out of the twist of fate. And Cole up to the top rope quickly here. Brent's to his feet, able to avoid that big shoulder block from the top rope. And now Brent's with a knee to the gut. And now it's Brent's making his way up to the top. Cole to his feet. Brent landing the knee to the jaw. And now Brent thinking Art of Hate driver. Went for it once already. This time, can he connect? Yes, he can! Into the cover. 1, 2, and Cole kicks out of the Art of Hate driver a 2. Brent's to the apron. Cole to his feet. Brent lands the kick over the top rope. And Brent brings Cole up to a knee, off the ropes, big boot. Brent's turning Cole over, going after the knee. But Cole quickly to his feet here, gets caught, big elbow. Cole again to his feet, and Brent looking for another Art of Hate driver, and he gets him again! Quickly to the cover for 3 points. Can he get him? Yes, he can! And that is a huge 3 points for Pete Brent, as he knocks off the world champion. And this field is still wide open with 3 weeks to go before the semifinals kick off. Both of these men threw everything they had at each other. Crimson Chokes, Twists of Fates, Panama Sunrises, Art of Hate drivers. And in the end, it was that second Art of Hate driver that was able to put Cole Crimson away. And as it now stands in the TNC 2, Owen Spade has 6 points. Pete Brent, Cole Crimson, Zyler Glass, and Jace Gold all sit at 3. And stuck at 0 after 2 weeks is the assassin Aiden Kennedy. A loss this week could have been disastrous for Pete Brent. It's only the second week, but it's arguably the most important match of this tournament so far. But with that said, we will see you next week